Let me see if I can get a background.
Okay, we're here.
Hello.
Okay, so you're still able to hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good. We're good. How was your Sunday?
Busy. Busy.
I did. So this morning, I did laundry. Now, don't
Mm-hmm.
ask me why I don't do all this stuff during the week. Okay, I guess this is a creature of habit. I did laundry. I changed my linen. I vacuumed. I I disinfected the bathrooms. I went grocery shopping on the phone with Amber on the phone. And then I came back and I went to get my roast because remember last Sunday I was going to do a roast, but
Mm-hmm.
when I went to get the roast, I didn't like any of them, so I said, "Let me try again." Perfect roast, perfect size, got all the got all the fixings, and my God, was it good? Oh Jesus Christ! And then I took my neighbor where I had to take her, turn my roast down low. And I was like, Lord, if this takes forever. But she told me, no, I couldn't get my caregiver. She's not feeling well, so I just did it. But I've had a very good day.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You went to help your caregiver and oops, hold
No, I
on.
went to help. No, my neighbor. She needed to go pick up something.
Sorry, yeah, your neighbor, but you left the roast on in the oven?
It was on top of the stove.
But you left the
Yeah,
stove
it
on?
was enough stuff in there. There was enough water, and I instead of having it on four, I put it on two, and I was only gone for like 35 minutes. I thought it
Damn.
was going to take longer, and I thought about taking it and put it in a crock pot, and I said
Uh-huh.
no, I'm gonna do it like this because this is the way I want it. But I had the cream and mushroom in there. I mean, it was fine. It was fine.
My mother would have a total conniption
Yeah, but
over
I don't
that.
have a gas stove. I have an electric
She
stove.
doesn't care. She think listen,
I
this
saw that
woman
with
would
her.
think
Uh-huh.
everybody like anything would burn down the house. She was so frantic about that.
Now let me tell you what I do. Now I have warmers damn near in every room. The wax melt warmers, and I
Uh-huh.
leave them on. But when I'm traveling, I shut everything down. I turn them off. I don't even leave on my air purifiers. Nothing. Everything goes off because I'm not here. Hi, So
No.
Don.
I leave on my air purifiers because I shut off my AC.
Girl, if I have a child, I am suing some doctor, okay? Because they took one of my ovaries. Although my doctor did tell me that I had a nice purple hue. Beautiful. Oh, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's when he went to take out my appendix.
Mm.
I haven't had any emergency surgeries since I had my appendix taken out. And thank of the fucking Lord, because I can't do that shit anymore. But let's see. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Wisco. So done. Wisco, I saw you guys had storms coming in. Hi, Marcia E. Hi, Christoph. I saw you had storms coming in. But there's a lot of storms going on in Alabama too, I saw. But the temperature
Mm.
here today is just gorgeous. Breeze blowing. It is nice. We don't I told you like the middle of July it'll get hot here. Now we have a heat advisory for Monday. It's going to get up to 92 and then the temperature is going to drop again. But we don't get hot until like mid-July and then we go through August and then September hits and we're cooling off again.
Mm.
So we're
Very
good here.
nice.
Look, we're good here. So, but no, no, now if I was gonna be gone, but she told me she just had to go pick up something. So I had to run her and I guess we had to go to the FedEx thing because they didn't leave her delivery and I guess she needed her stuff and it was a box which she couldn't carry, but it was like so I'm thinking it's her incontinence stuff because I was looking at the label. But I could have just went picked it up, but I guess she wanted to go for a ride. And then me,
Yeah.
I'm driving, so I'm not driving like I normally drive. Uh,
Mm.
and my car started coughing. She was like, I was actually doing the speed limit. Hi,
Mm-mm.
Chantel. It's been 90s here all week. Today it dropped to high 80s. Hold on. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Good afternoon, Heidi. Right now, it's 87 degrees
It's
Fahrenheit.
87 here.
Tonight, expect a low of 55 degrees.
It'll be 55 tonight, but it doesn't feel 87 at all. It's cool. The trees are swaying. The sun is not that hot. I mean, it feels so good outside. So anyway, Debbie has to so we have to do a hard stop. So we're going to run through our highlights for the show. And I told Debbie, Christoph, if you don't mind, could you please drop the commentaries link in the chat? Because the way Debbie and Jamal they go through the whole episodes. Me, I just look at the highlights and what intrigued me. Yes, girl. That is sleeping weather. Sleeping weather. And don't forget tonight is part 2 of the tell all. And I want to see what happens. And we're not going to do the hunt for love today, Debbie. Okay. We'll just say, I know you didn't get a chance to watch it. You don't even have to tell me, Debbie. I know you didn't. Okay.
No, I got, you know what I watch, what I can tolerate. I don't know what they call it, pillow talk or between the sheets, whatever comes on at 10 or 11 o'clock that night on Monday night. That's what I watch. And I get, and that's more tolerable to me to watch. Um,
It gives it to you. Oh, okay. So, and just so you guys know, just because my camera don't be on, look, just because my camera don't be on, don't mean I don't have on clothes and I'm not dressed. Although in the mornings when I do morning coffee, I'm definitely not dressed. So, oh my God. So, Debbie, where do you want to start? So you tell me, and that's where we're gonna go.
I don't know which show. Actually, let's start with the Virgins because I had to put together a little shoe cabinet this afternoon that came in
Okay.
a million pieces.
Okay.
And I pressed the button and it started from 1 and I didn't bother to change it. So I went through the whole 3 episodes.
Okay.
Okay, these people are problematic. These people are problematic. I feel like they making up shit. I feel like they don't know what they getting themselves into. I feel like one of them in particular be watching too much porn. I know exactly what site she looking at.
Are we talking about Rasha, the black chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's 42 and she's a virgin.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
That's the one that married the guy who they didn't consummate the marriage. That's her.
The one who didn't realize that she was getting into a marriage for a green card and was too stupid to get paid for it.
Yep, that's her.
Okay. Mm.
Yep, that's Rasha. Now, this week she went to uh what is it? A BDSM place when it was.
Uh-huh. Now remember the last time we saw what's it called? Shibari ropes?
Yeah.
The first time we saw them, they was ropes from Amazon for $10. Do not buy those for this kind of thing. You need to get good quality silk ropes, and you need to be with an expert who knows how to tie you up without cutting off your circulation or hanging you.
Okay, Debbie. Okay. I
This
guess
is
you
serious.
know.
Well, I had a question on it, and I started researching because I wanted to know why people would want to get tied the fuck up and not be able to escape. But anyway, there are freaks like that out there. Not insulting anyone in the general audience. But my mother always taught me to have a backup plan to a backup plan to a backup plan to an escape route. And so my dumb ass started reading up on this.
When that guy was spanking her, and then when he hit her hard, girl, I thought she had an orgasm.
She could have, because that's the point of it. Because
So
a trained person who knows how to whip people with various objects knows how to, and the people who take it get off on pain, but they can whip you but not actually break your skin. Because when he brought out that flogger, like that's a cat of nine tails. We use that in Barbados for capital punishment.
Debbie, when I saw that white man with the bandana on his head whipping this big booty black woman, I swore I went back to roots. I said, he's enjoying this a little bit too much. I don't care what safe words you want to use.
As the dom, he is going to get satisfaction out of it. Just like as the sub, she is going to get satisfaction out of it. However, he started doing things to her and didn't even go through safe words.
Girl, hi, Bob's Crafted. I was like, okay, are we watching Roots here? Because he got her tied up. She's hung up there.
The difference was that she asked for it.
Yes,
so I never thought of Roots when I saw it.
I did. I was just laughing. I was like, I don't think I wanted him to hit me. And she was like, oh, I was like, wait a minute here.
Oh my God.
Next to her was like, oh my God.
So Done sounds just like my mom. So Done. This reminds me of my mom. My mom has always said, have a clean underwear, have a nightgown.
Yep.
Actually, have a peignoir set just in case you have to go to the hospital, and have a dime in your pocket for an emergency call. But if you got in the trouble, don't call me. Call somebody who care.
Okay, let me tell y'all one thing. So Debbie talking. Okay, so my mom, we couldn't leave the house unless the beds were made. There were no dishes in the sink, right? So I came home from school one day. Someone had broke into our house. Okay, I called my mom at work, and she comes with her boss, and I'd already called the police. You know what my mom walked in the house and did? She went down the hall and she looked at my brother's room. She goes, you didn't make your bed? I said, wait a minute. They done stole our TV.
But this is why you make the bed, because if you bring home people unexpectedly, you need to have your house looking presentable, aside from a robbery.
Girl,
you need to have it presentable.
You think I'm kidding? That cop looked at my mother. She was upset because my brother didn't make his bed that day.
Her boss was there. The police was there. I understand that.
We're talking about cattails. We're talking about the show when this woman went to a BDSM place and she paid them to whip her. And the shit show he has his own channel. I actually caught a couple of your replays, and I really like the way you run your channel. But I was like, I'm not paying no white man with no damn blue bandana on his head that looks like he's about to drag me behind a damn car or hang me up on a tree. Pay him to whip me. I'm sorry. I'm
But
just not
that's
with that.
because you're not into that. You're not a submissive.
How do you know I'm not into that? I may be the
Listen
one
to
that-
yourself, Heidi. You can never be a submissive.
No,
Next
I would
topic.
never be submissive. Ever. Ever. I tied up Clint once before. Anyway.
Girls, take that back.
Why? I did. I did.
Nope, do not go down that road. We saving Clint's reputation on here.
I did. He let me do it.
Lord, he got more faith in you than we do.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I said, you gonna let me tie you up? He was like, sure. And so I grabbed one hand, right? And I tied him to, and then he was like, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute.
There you go. He ain't stupid.
And I need one hand free.
Because he don't trust you.
I said, give me up. He's like, I need to have one hand. I said, for what? I said, you don't, and I did. I said, you don't trust me? He looked at me. He was like,
nope.
Mm-mm. He goes, I don't know. You might be mad about something. You might have a flashback. I said, God damn. I left one hand free. But I would never let him tie me up, ever. And he never even asked me. I guess he knew better. Anyway, so.
Oh, wait.
What?
I have a news update for you.
What?
My nephew's wife had their second child, a little boy.
I remember.
It was last week. I can't even remember. But anyway,
It was last week.
I'm a great aunt again.
Yep. And you said that you wish him and his wife well in poverty. I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my God. Did I tell y'all what the name is?
No, what's the name?
Hold on. I think it's Prince Orion.
What? Wait a minute now.
Well, the little girl name is Snow Elizabeth.
Snow Elizabeth. Okay.
And so wait, let me see if I got this name right. I know the first name is Prince. My brother must be ecstatic. I got the dumbest family ever.
Why? Prince's father named him Prince Nelson Rogers.
Yeah.
Well, his mother did, and he was a prince. I was just watching Prince last night on TikTok when he did "I Want to Be Your Lover." Oh my Lord! And that's when he was performing those little bikinis. I was like, oh, what a
that's back in the late 70s.
Yes, girl. I remember seeing him on stage and them damn things, and I was like, Jesus Christ. You know me and my Prince, but okay. So his name is Prince. So
yeah.
Okay.
I think the middle name is Orion.
I like that.
I don't.
I like that. It has a ring to it. But
child, that also got prison inmate numbers right behind it too.
Well, could be. But Debbie, the ropes he tied her up with, and then when he hung her, when he suspended her, he had to hold her up. Those ropes weren't strong enough to hold her, I don't think.
They are, or else he wouldn't have pulled her up.
I don't know. I need the Punisher to spank me. You know, the Punisher that was with Cassie and Diddy. I think I would let him spank me. But he was winding that thing up, and he was like, I'm like, he getting a little bit too, but he was flocking her, you know. Then he went, we got red, green, and yellow. This bitch kept going green.
But he was too late with that. He should have told her all of that before he even brought out a rope. She's got to sign a waiver. She's got to sign an agreement with him. Like,
I got to get on the BDM sex thing here. I really do. I'm going to try to get tied up and be submissive. I'm going to go find one. And
I would advise you to save your money.
Look, I'm going to videotape it so I can show you guys that I can withstand the pain. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
It's not about that. That pain is supposed to bring you pleasure.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think you're wired that way.
Well, If I took anyway, I'm not
You
even
gonna
going to get
wind
into
up
that.
fighting and getting thrown in jail.
If I was riding a bull, now you know damn well I can handle that. Let's get to
It's not the same thing.
because I had a Punisher girl. Let me and then when I would take it, I'll be high fiving. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Okay. I'm sorry, Debbie.
Mm-mm.
What about Deanne? You know, the one in Los Angeles that I don't know, something's wrong with that girl. Because
She's
they
a
have all
fraud.
these attractive men. And what is she? She's 35 and she's looking for Prince Charming. They have to be this height, they have to look like this. Girl, you in Los Angeles. You're not all of that.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I don't believe she's a virgin. I really don't. I believe that she wants to make something unique of herself and miss the
Go
bus.
troll shit show. Look, shit show
Hmm?
saying he's trolling to do. I just saw that. I'm sorry, Debbie. Go
Oh
ahead.
no. And then I, I think she self-sabotages herself because, like you said, she has this imagined like Prince Charming.
Yes.
He meets all of these criteria that no one will ever meet. And look at her. She's on a date with somebody, but she's looking at the waiter. Now, clearly, you don't like
Yep.
who you're with. You start looking around and you're looking at someone who's obviously not interested in you because he wasn't even looking at you when he was talking to you. So I don't like her. I don't believe her story. I think our friends are idiots.
Yep. Something isn't ringing true. I don't know
Wait.
what it is. Something just her story is not ringing true for me.
Christoph, who we on the same page with? What's the California girl name? I don't know.
Deanna or Deanne? Yeah, Deanne.
Deanne, yeah. I something about her just wasn't adding up for me.
Yep. And I don't know. And
Mm.
if you notice that she doesn't get as much camera time as the other ones do, at least that's what I've noticed in 3 episodes. 3
Because
episodes.
she's annoying. And then when they were at the honky tonk bar, all these men are coming over to talk to them. They were on the production. Wasn't nobody gonna come and talk to them?
Well, they got some good looking men over there on production then. What about Sonali? She's the Indian chick.
Oh, the Indian girl? Okay. Hold up, wait a minute. Now I can believe that she is so stressed out that she has her pom pom on a constant clamp down. I can believe that. What I don't believe is an Indian woman who comes from such a conservative Indian background is sitting on my good TV worldwide trying to stick a dilator up into her.
Okay, I'm not laughing. So let me.
Yes, you are, because it is ridiculous.
Well, Debbie, they had suggested, let me tell you. Now, when I heard now, I don't think it was called that then. So with my first pregnancy, my doctor told me even if he broke that bone, you know, that little bone down there, I couldn't pass the baby. I have the small. Anyway, we don't even want to talk about it, but they had suggested that once before for me because at one point it wasn't enjoyable because my opening is not like that. So I felt for that, but she doesn't get tingling sensations. She doesn't get nothing.
Mm.
And that's what I was thinking. Why hasn't she had an arranged marriage if her family is so traditional?
They did try to.
Okay.
And what I'm surprised at is how she got out of it, which was not explained. If you come from such a conservative Indian background, your ass is getting arranged into marriage.
Because I know my ex-daughter-in-law, the reason why she and her twin sister left because they were arranging marriages for them and the father cut them off, so they joined the army. That he had arranged marriages for them. And just like he arranged his son's wedding, both of his sons, he arranged marriages for them. They had arranged marriages for the the twins, and they both left. And the father cut them off. And up until I think when she and my son were getting a divorce, they were living, her father put them up on Lake Michigan. Nice ass condo. Uh, well, it was more like a townhouse, but he paid for all of that. But they didn't speak for years because he was upset because they went against his wishes. And then they married a black man. Look, then they married black men. So you know what I mean? He wasn't happy at all. At all. So, but yeah, that's what I'm surprised about. So I want to know, did she run away? Did she cut them off? What happened? Because but I was laughing at my daughter-in-law when she was telling me that. So her father has a compound, okay, in Michigan, and the mother, she is a professor, and daddy is what? No, the mother's the doctor, the daddy is the professor, and he has another family that's down the way that
Oh,
the
so
wife
they're
knows
Muslim.
about.
They're Muslim.
Yes.
So why isn't the second family living on the compound?
Oh, I guess the wife didn't want it. I don't know, but the second family, they have a big ass property. He calls
Because
it
he has to keep both wives in a
Nope.
similar fashion.
Well, she said down the way, but he has a
Mhm.
compound. So I'm thinking down the street, but maybe it is in the same thing. But it's a compound. It's a compound. And then when she and her twin, they started going to Chicago, University of Chicago, he bought them a nice thing right on lake. They were right on the lake. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to figure out. And then when she got remarried, she married an Indian guy. And they really didn't want my granddaughter in the wedding because they said she wasn't full Indian. And his mother, and I love him to death. His mother said, if she's not in the wedding, there will be no wedding. And she stood her ground. And they had to accept it because, yes, she's mixed and she's gorgeous too. But anyway, I want to know how she got out of that because she never says. She just says it was strict. They never talked about sex. She's never felt herself up. She's never.
Oh, what
What?
she said was because it was over the date that she had with the man who had a mushroom hairdo. And she said, I can't do an arranged marriage because you never prepared me or talked to me about anything. I was like, bullshit, girl. Nobody gets spoken to
Thank
about
you.
that.
They just
You
say,
just
hey,
go.
yep. I've worked with guys that go back, their mother find their wives. I've worked with them. They take a month off and they go back to India. They have this big ass wedding. And sometimes they just meet each other for the first time.
At the
Sometimes,
ceremony.
yep,
Yeah.
sometimes they talk virtually, especially but most of the times, no. So Paul, Raj, all of them, and they all went home to get married. Their mothers arranged their weddings.
A lot of times, especially for the girls, they're arranged at birth.
This is crazy. But so I don't believe, but we're gonna see next week where she goes to a sex therapist and the guy is black. I was like, oh shit.
Guess who's gonna bust her wide open first? The therapist.
She's 37 years old. She said she can't even she could never use a tampon. I know when I get my exams, they hurt like shit. And they use the smallest little thing to go. I'm like, I can't do it.
What I found interesting was she wore stockings, but ain't take off no drawers to put in the thingamyboo.
Yep, you noticed that too, huh?
Really expensive stockings too.
Yep, they were real silk. Real silk. Now, who I think has had the best transformation is Alex.
Oh my God, there's something wrong with him.
Why? He lives at home. His sister so wait, Alex is from Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
Deanna and Deanna and Sonali are in California. Rasha is in Florida. But Alex looked good but he can't talk to women. He just waits. He gets tongue tied. Something, I don't know if there's something wrong. He said he never dated in high school. He was on a soccer team. He played varsity in college. I don't know. And he's what, 34? And he still lives at home. Now, the girl he went out with, Andrea, she's really nice. She's easy. She makes him comfortable, but and that's the one he met at the bar when he was out with his sisters.
I thought he met her at the tantric dating thing.
Oh, I thought, okay, yeah, I thought it was the one he, no, because the girl at the end of the bar had blonde hair. You're right. You're right. You're
Mhm.
right. You're right. Hi, Michelle. We're talking about virgins. We're talking about the show Virgin. Alex got a makeover. Yes, he did. He had
Yes. Tracy, he was full on Sasquatch and complaining that the front was like, what,
Thank
you
you.
leaving all of that bush in the back and
He
on your
should have done the
arms?
back first. He should have did the back first. I understood with the shirt, but a little hair isn't bad. But he should have did his back first. Get that hair off your back. Next time you go, you get your chest hairs done or get it trimmed down or something. But did you see all the hair that was still on his shoulder? And girl, he looked like a damn werewolf. But the haircut looked nice. I like the way they trimmed up his beard. I like the way he dressed to go out to meet Andrea, whatever her name was. He looked really nice, but you can see he was getting tongue tied and he didn't know what else to say. It was like, I don't know. Maybe he needs to go see a dating coach.
Yeah, I think so because I believe him when he says he gets caught up in his head and he overthinks too much.
Yes.
He has to learn how to have social conversation. What does he do for a living?
Fuck, I don't even know.
There you go. Living at home in your parents' house in a basement or attic or
He drives
whatever it
his
is.
mom's minivan because that's not his car. That's his mom's minivan. When I first saw
Why
it,
he don't got his own car and living at
because he don't
home?
have his own job. He said he was
Oh
scared
my.
to tell her about his situation. Besides the fact you're living at home, you don't have your own car. Do you have a job? You're 34 years old.
I don't think so.
But his sisters are the one that's encouraging him to be more independent. So I don't know. In a way, he kind of reminds me of Colt.
Oh my God.
He reminds me of Colt.
He's not that bad.
Well, he still lives at home.
And he's not a perv.
Well, how we know?
I don't think he is. Cause the way how he was describing that
Fickle.
he's touched a breast and he think he's touched a pum pum outside of the pants for like 1 second. Yeah, that's not Colt.
Oh my God. Right here. Coeur d'Alene is only 30 minutes from me. Firefighters ambush, Coeur d'Alene, mass shooting. Oh my God. Coeur d'Alene is only like 30 minutes away from me. I go to Coeur d'Alene all the time. They had 2 battalion fire chiefs shot as well as another firefighter. The firefighters are saying this fire was started to lure them. Now, I heard about the fire. I did hear about that fire. And that's when I had my neighbor in my car. I didn't know somebody was shot. Oh my God. Debbie. I got you. Thank you. Thank you, Dreamsicle. I didn't know that. I told you I don't watch the local news. But she was talking about it, so I guess she watched the local news. But yeah, so Coeur d'Alene is like 30 minutes from me. Straight 90. Maybe not even 30 without traffic. So, okay. Go ahead, Debbie. What were you saying? I'm sorry. This is shocking.
Oh, I don't know. Something about him. It's weird.
Oh, okay. So you were saying that what does he do for a living? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't know. I know he drives his mom's minivan because the first time, and then when I saw him going on the date, I was like, he doesn't have his own car. I was thinking he was driving a minivan because him and his sisters were together, but then that didn't really make sense to me either. But now it makes sense. He doesn't have a car, Debbie.
Oh well. He got more problems than before then.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to listen to this when I get off. Oh my God. So I'm just like, but he did clean up nicely, Debbie. He did look good. You have to admit,
But he
he
still
dressed nice.
got werewolf up underneath them clothes.
Yeah, but his coat was, I like that coat he had on. I'm thinking it was camel hair or wool, but I think it's more camel. It didn't look that heavy. That coat was nice.
He borrowed
I
it from
like
his
his
dad.
shoes. I liked his shoes, the slacks. I like the blue shirt. He did look nice. And I want to know if his sisters helped him pick out his clothes.
His mama dressed him out of his daddy's
Stop,
closet.
stop, 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 stop. Now, I think out of all of them, the first one that's going to get laid is going to be Rasha. Because she hot. She
Really?
wants to be spanked and tied up. Uh-huh. She done lost some weight.
She better be careful who she asked to do that to. Like, I hope that she's done her research and she knows like that's something that you just don't ask any old body.
Okay.
She needs to like get a membership in one of those clubs and really go around, do her research in the club and pick out just the right, because not many doms are going to want to deal with her because she's new and
Yep.
she
Especially
old.
she's a virgin too.
That ain't got nothing to do with it for them.
Okay. Okay. So we'll
So
see. I'm
she's
gonna go
new
find
to
one.
that. She's new to that. She's not going to remember her safe word. She might freak out the first time that she goes into subspace. Like, that's a lot of extra work for the dom.
Debbie,
And
you
the
know too much about this. You starting to scare me. You starting to scare me. But I'm going to see. I know in Texas, I live right down from a big swingers place in Kingwood, and I was like, girl, when I was finding, I was like, wait a minute, that's a. They were like, yeah, Heidi, and girl, we would go by at night to see, and they had all kind of people over there, newscasters, politicians, everything. You be recognizing people and shit. But okay, so the new Jen. Okay, what did you think about our boy and his daddy?
Who? Wait, which show is this?
New Jen with the housewives kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
um,
because I don't want to keep because I know that you have a hard stop time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so
New generation. Okay, so he took this. What is his name? The obnoxious one, Charlie? No,
Charlie.
Charlie. So that trip out to the dad's real home,
Yeah,
not his city apartment, but his
well,
real
that's
home
the
out on the
girlfriend's
island.
house. That's the girl. Now, does the daddy and girlfriend live together? Because I
I
thought
think they
that was
probably do. They
yeah.
probably
Because
split their time.
okay,
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was nice for them to invite them Rabba Rabba kids up there.
mm-hmm.
And the bisexual one that lives with Charlie has absolutely no respect because how you rolling a joint up in that place? And
Yes,
that's like really. And then Charlie, because his dad was asking him a few tough questions, came back and was like, let's go and light up. And I'm like, wait, what?
yep. And George now, Brooks felt very uncomfortable because his dad. is nothing like Charlie's dad. Anwar is straight to the point. And our Anwar told him, we have to have these conversations. Charlie is almost 30. And Anwar is basically telling you, bitch, you need to get your shit together. I'm going to cut you off. But then Charlie says that his daddy doesn't want him to live with him. So that's why he gives him an allowance. And Georgia felt the need to tell that to everybody.
Well, here's the thing, though. Charlie is just waiting for his dad to
That's a
pass
guy.
so
Yeah.
that he could see what he's going to get. But based on how his dad has behaved and the few times I've seen him,
He
I
ain't
wouldn't be
getting shit.
surprised if his take has been reduced or
Yep.
eliminated.
Probably eliminated.
Or if he's smart, did like whatever money he had for him, each monthly allowance is being deducted from it. So you spent it in my life.
But
There you
here's
go.
the thing. I think that did you see all the weed they had, Debbie, when we said that he's
I
mixed up in a drug?
I can't believe that they showed that
Put
on
that on
television.
TV. Yep.
And I want to know where the real stash is, because I think that's what Charlie is dabbling in. And I wouldn't be surprised if
selling.
that weed wasn't laced.
Yep. He's selling. That is not for personal use at all.
Nope. I don't think he's doing anything with trading, because his dad is like testing him and he's failing, because the dad's, what was it that you said last week? That's when you don't trade it, it's not a trade if you hold it or something like that.
Investment. It's an investment.
Right. So as a trader, you're not an investor. You're trading. You're buying and selling, buying and selling.
His dad said,
and he's not doing that.
He said that's an investment. That's not trading. And Charlie got really mad about that
because he slipped up.
Mm-hmm.
He's not doing any of that. He's using what little, because if his dad is giving him an allowance, why does he need a roommate?
Exactly. He's only giving him he's only giving him, just a little so he can cover his expenses. But when they went to lunch and when he want to bet with his dad about what floor his dad lived on, don't you think your father knows what floor he lived on? And did you see the look he gave him?
Yeah.
He doesn't like his dad at all.
Because he realizes that he will always be a failure to his dad. And you are a failure because you haven't even tried at life. You have all the advantages right there in front of you. And yet you are just mad because you can't be like your dad.
And when he said, aren't you upset that you don't have someone, I forgot, what's her damn name? Lola? Tallulah?
Something.
Whatever
the girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know her name, but yeah.
But he looks just like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like his dad.
His parents did a number on him, and he cannot find a way to pull out of the tailspin.
You're a grown-ass man. And like when they had you in therapy and you decided that's not for you, you got up and left. Charlie, you need to go back to therapy, honey. But then he's telling Brooks and Georgia they need therapy. Okay? And Dylan. He told Dylan he needed therapy too. No, honey, you're the only one that I think Brooks is psycho, because he's still sucking on Meredith's titty. And I'm trying to figure out if that's Meredith and Set Show, because they're always fucking there.
Say what you will about Brooks. He was the only one to show up to that parent's house with a gift.
Girl, did you see that? He can't. And that man,
as bad as they are, they raise both of their children well.
Who was that? Chuck Bass on Gossip Girls. Okay. But he is a drug salesperson. That's what he is. Yeah, he ain't trading. But Brooks, and that was a nice bottle he brought him too. A nice bottle. So they did raise him right.
And he was the only one that was uncomfortable with the fella there rolling the joint.
Yep, he was. He really, really was. And then we got to hear the Georgia story. Georgia, nobody cared but you. And her boyfriend, Oscar, I wonder if she takes a shower. Well, whatever his damn name is. Is it Oscar? I don't know what her boyfriend's name is.
Georgia is homeless. That man is not fucking her. He is clean. She is not.
Well, she said that she was looking for an apartment, a boyfriend, a job. All the time she's talking about Sex in the City. But Ariana and them found their apartment, $10,000 a month, plus the broker's fee of 18,000. Plus she broke Hudson sunglasses, which are $575. And Hudson said, "Okay, yeah, they're broke, and there's a place down the street." Hudson ain't worried about it. But when they went to present their idea to talk to the guy with the clothing, she had no
Clueless.
mission statement. Girl, I don't even
Clueless.
think she knows what a mission statement is.
Hudson is sitting there saying, I will never have to put any money in this because she will never get it together. And her getting so pissy at Ava because Ava said, I don't see her as a fashion designer. And Ava is right.
But I
Brooks,
think
you were
Ava is a
wrong.
little jealous because she asked Charlie if he had a crush on her. Charlie said no. But I think Ava has a crush on Charlie. But Charlie
Someone was
expressed
talking to
interest
Ava.
in Ariana. No, Ava.
Somebody said to Ava that they think Charlie likes her.
Yep, and
Charlie
she
just likes
likes it.
pussy.
Yep. Thank you. But she asked Charlie if he had a crush on her, and he doesn't. And when he said he wanted to try to get with Ariana, I think that's when she got pissed the fuck off.
No, because she has a man, right? And I think she went to ask him because I think she was truthful when she told the person, I see him like a brother, not like a boyfriend.
I don't think so.
Because I don't
I
think
think
she likes him. And the thing is
okay.
that he asked her, sorry, she asked him if he likes her. He's gonna automatically deny, right?
Okay, that's
Because
true.
he doesn't want to like get rejected or anything. So he's gonna say, no way. As a matter of fact, I really like that raggedy bitch over there.
Yep, Ariana. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm
Me
thinking Ava because I don't know, it's something about her. And just so you know, when they're talking about her eviction, that was back in 2024. And she was in Tribeca with two other roommates. And that might play on the show too, Debbie. But she was evicted in October. They had 14 days to get out. So that might show on the show.
That was
But
Ava.
yep, that was Ava, Damien
But
Dash daughter.
aren't they in 24? Isn't this filming in 24?
It's filming. I don't know when they filmed it, but somebody said it was 20. But she got evicted in October of 2024 because I looked it up. But did you hear when Emira told Ava that she had friends just like her in high school and college, and she's not classy? She told her to be a fucking good person. No, be a good person, bitch. I was like, oh shit.
No, but I understood what she was saying because she is into professional modeling and she knows she interacts with fashion designers all the
Yep.
time. And we saw that what's she name, Ariana? She has no clue about her business.
No, she doesn't even know what a mission statement is. He told her all of that's good, but there's no vision. I was like, dang.
She has a brand and she knows she want to put hearts on everything.
Yep, that's
Get
it.
the fuck out of here. That's what a toddler says. So I'm a back up Ava. Ava was right because when I look at Ariana, I just see musty bitch. I do not see fashion designer. And don't sit up in your confessional and say, has she seen what I show up in? Like, look at me. Look at you. What?
Yep.
Look
But
at
did
you. What?
But Ariana came back with a smart little comment to her. She said that she just wanted some streetwear brand or something, and something that her parents don't have to pay for anything. I was like, oh shit. She's talking
That
about Ava.
still didn't make no sense,
Yep.
bitch, because in the bathroom you were saying that you got to support your mama.
Yep.
So
Yes,
shut
you
up.
did. Yes, you did.
Make it make sense.
Yep.
I'm team Ava on this. It wasn't meant as an insult, like, ooh, who's she? It was meant as, I don't see you like saying anything about your brand.
Nope. And that little dress she had on that night with the no titty thing, it looked like it was just pasted to. I was like, come on, Ariana. Now the boots I like she had on. But yeah, I don't. She said streetwear, so we'll see. Hudson don't give a shit. He set. His family got money. He set. Hudson ain't worrying about shit. But
I
Ariana
got a
doesn't.
feeling
Uh-huh.
that they are giving him allowance for the apartment. But if he goes to them and say, I need this and this amount of money for this business venture, they're going to be the same way. They're going to be like, okay, where's the business plan? Where's the
Yeah,
mission
you
statement?
need it.
Where's your elevator pitch? What are you going to be doing? Can you give me samples? They're going to be all like that. And he knows she's not going to get any money.
Nope.
He is using her as I think a beard.
10,000 a month for an apartment in New York.
In New York City, yeah.
When you could have went to the damn Bronx or Brooklyn. Are you crazy?
She don't
And
want to
we
be
already know that Brooks' place is really Meredith's and Seth's place and his sister, you know, because they're always there. And I'm like, okay, are they going to take her? Because you're not new Jen. And Seth is just fucking weird as shit. Meredith, Chloe had a birthday. She finally turned 22. She looked nice. And I'm like, why is Meredith there? I understand this your daughter's birthday. You could have went, said hi, and then left. You're out there want to party. And I agree with Brooks because his parents are too close to his friends. He doesn't have his own friends. I agree with that. Okay.
But they grew up a close family, and it's going to take them a long time. And is Brooks the baby? Or is Chloe the baby?
Chloe is the baby. It's the older brother Brooks and Chloe. And then I want to touch on a little bit of a Damien Dash too, when he's out there rolling up or smoking on the golf course. Okay. And then he offers sex.
Oh my God. Seth was the best. He's like, no, like the company I work for, it wouldn't be good. Don't put it on camera. I'm like, you idiots.
Damn, Dad says, okay. Then he handed it to some white lady. That wasn't the girlfriend. I don't know who that was. But
in Dame's defense, Dame was offering him a cigar. And Seth was like, what do you mean, weed? And then he was like, wait, is that what you want to do? Like,
Dame had weed, girl. That was not no damn cigar.
And he had a cigar.
Girl, that was no cigar. That was
the
weed.
The second one was weed. Yeah, I saw that.
He did a puff pass.
But come on now. Like, Seth, just say no thanks. Don't go into any explanation.
But the way he said it's on camera, meaning if it wasn't on camera, I would. You see what I'm saying?
But that's incriminating yourself. Just say no thank you. Where's Meredith when you need her? She needs to train her other child, Seth.
Seth said he wants to be pansexual. So anyway.
But don't tell my wife.
All right, let's is there anything else that happened that was good?
Christoph.
Hi, Christoph.
I don't know. I don't think that guy is going to open a club with the musty girl.
No, I don't. He doesn't
even look interested.
Omar. Is it Oscar or Omar? Where is my Drea?
I don't know.
Damn it, I'm missing Drea. Is it Oscar or Omar?
That was a blood. Tracy, who? Georgia's wannabe boyfriend?
Yeah, is it Oscar or Omar?
I can't remember.
It's an O.
But Anwar is Charlie's dad.
Yeah, Anwar is Charlie's dad with his fine ass self. He's a good looking man too. But her boyfriend's name is either Oscar or Omar. Oh, that was a blunt. Yes, Tracy, it was a blunt. I'm sorry. It was a blunt. So let's see. We have.
Ow.
What do we think about the Real Housewives of Miami?
They starting this bullshit again. Alexia has not changed her behavior, and I don't know why they're trying to push out Gertie. They did this the first time around where they pushed out people who were intelligent, educated, and
Mm-hmm.
business owners. That's what they did. And that's how it got put on pause the first
Yep.
time. And they brought this stupid bitch back, and she's doing it again. Last year, she tried it with Julia. Sad that she didn't accomplish it there, because Julia really doesn't bring anything to the table other than a half hearted Martina Navratilova. And even that has worn off. And now she's going after Gertie, because Gertie's the only one with an actual, real storyline.
And
Cancer.
here's the thing. I think Julia has been lying about what happened on that boat.
Yeah, she has. Because now she's sizing up with Alexia and Marisol to keep her place on the show. And she is like throwing away people who saved her ass on that show, which is Adriana and Gertie. She's
Okay.
biting the hand that fed her.
Yep.
And when all is said and done, Marisol and Alexia band together and have each other's backs as the Cuban coalition against everybody else, to the detriment of the show.
Yep. 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 You're right. I agree with you on that. But when they went, okay, so Marisol and her, I thought she and Steve were married, but now it's official.
Listen, it's always some chicanery with Marisol and all of her 50 billion weddings.
Okay.
But
Okay.
she had a ceremony, because Alexia talked her out last year, I think. She had a ceremony, but it wasn't legal. And she's saying that there's a lot of money between she and Steve. There's a lot of money between Steve. She got some jewelry from her mom, but that's about it.
Okay. And I like when they showed the flashback of Marisol's mom. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah.
that. But so I like the motorcycle thing. I really did. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was so nice. They rode down on the motorcycle. And I like her. I like her husband, Steve. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I like him and his kids. Her brother was there. They went to the dinner. Julia was trying to overtalk Gertie. And
Mm-hmm.
let's not forget that Lisa's dad passed, and I'm sorry to hear that. And she wanted,
Mm-hmm.
to have an extra moment with him, but he wasn't able to. Your ass shouldn't have went to Milan, but anyway. And she
She
felt that.
wasn't all that tight with him anyway.
Thank you. So don't start that shit now. Um,
No, I think what's going through her head now is that she lost time with him
yeah,
over something that she decided when she was 16, and she didn't look back. But he didn't look for her neither. Because didn't they say that he was an alcoholic or something?
yeah, yeah.
So it's blame on both of them, but because she's the only one here to voice her regrets, that's how it is. But she'll get over it because Jody will be on her.
Now, what's going on with Julia was happy that Adriana wasn't invited to the dinner from Marisol. What's going on with the two of them?
She is forsaking her good friends all for a show.
All for a French man. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. And
No, no,
Julia
no.
and
I
Gertie.
meant Julia.
Oh,
Julia is forsaking Adriana. That's not a real relationship with Adriana and the French man.
well, I know that because you can
She
see the way
hired
he
him
looks
for the
out like the
season.
camera. I think she
Yeah.
hired him.
Mm-hmm.
What about the fact when they were at the thing for Marisol, and how when Gertie got there, she came to sit next to him, and then because Julia had been talking shit about her. Okay, so then Gertie starts putting it out, and Julia kept
Mm-hmm.
over talking her.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, if Julia would have threw water, Kiki is better than me. If Julia would have my sister threw a drink on me in the club, and that was all hell broke loose. You throw what, and I got on all white. I don't give a fuck what I have on, bitch. I'm decking you. I am decking you.
Kiki was behaving like she didn't have her papers.
Oh my God. I just couldn't. She threw and Kiki's the one that got wet. And Gertie just sat
Mhm.
there and dapped her face.
Gertie got wet, but most of it went in her face.
Yep,
Only a few drops went on her chest, but
yep.
yeah.
It was in her face.
But I agree with Gertie. Julia wanted her to leave. Kiki left.
Yep,
Gertie
because
stayed.
yeah, but Kiki is the one that was telling her that everybody was saying that she's a little much. She's extra. And
But yet, they call her extra. But you got for the first how many episodes we had? 3? For the
mhm,
first 3 episodes, at least the first 10 minutes is always Alexia crying and wailing
yep,
and then turning around, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you to the man that she's still fucking, hoping to get that last dime out of him. And you got Marisol flashing her crotch. You got Julia telling lies and screaming and throwing water on people.
mhm.
Um, well, Kiki's Kiki. Adriana has been mellow, and Lisa and Larsa, them screaming every episode
Yep,
over stupidity,
yep.
but Gertie is loud and extra. They need to come again.
But here's what I wanted to ask you. Don't you think it's weird that every time they have some type of get together with everybody, Martina
Mhm.
always seems to be sick or she has a health issue? And
Because
why is Julia?
Martina don't want to go
She don't want to
nowhere
be
with
around
them.
them.
She don't want to hear them arguing
Nope.
neither.
But and then when Julia was saying how, and then when I forgot when they showed the picture of Captain Sandy, Julia, and
Mhm.
Gertie, that's when I
Mhm.
said Julia has been lying about what
Mhm.
happened.
If
Julia's
you
been
think
lying.
about it, when Julia is saying her side of the story, honestly, I don't understand what she's saying. She's not making no sense. When Gertie says her side of the story, it
It makes
actually
sense.
makes sense, and it
Yep.
has stayed consistent
Yep.
throughout whoever she is telling.
Yep.
And
You're right.
Julia's isn't.
Nope. She's trying to turn everybody against Gertie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was embarrassing. This was Marisol's surprise thing with the family and friends. And this is the fucking way you behave. I would have escorted Julia's ass out. And even when Kiki was trying to get Gertie to leave, Gertie goes, "No, I'm going to sit right back down."
There was only one person who said that Julia should not have done thrown the water, and I think it was Larsa.
Larsa. Larsa. Yep.
Only one person at that table.
Well, Marisol only had one eye. Look, she only had one eye.
There
Okay. I'm
ain't
not
nothing wrong with
Marisol.
her other eye.
Not Marisol.
It was Marisol who had the sty.
Yeah, okay. Marisol only had one
Hmm.
eye. Why don't you go to the doctor and have that sty treated?
She said it came up that day.
And so did Ashanti's, and she went to the doctor. So, and she said that Gertie said she felt like a seat filler, and I can see why. I can
But
see why.
remember, she thought she was just going to dinner with Alexia. She didn't realize it was a whole surprise.
Yep,
Uda.
yep,
Wasn't
that's
that the
true.
one? Yeah, she didn't realize it was a surprise. Because she said like her hair wasn't done and all this stuff.
I thought she still looked cute.
Hmm.
She looked cute. And the fact when she asked those kids, "So are you going to call me mom now?" I was laughing my ass off. So where is Steve's ex-wife? Is she deceased?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
So anything else good happen? Because I
Mm-hmm.
heard the same shit from Larsa about showing the picture of Jody's eyes, and he's just looking because the camera is flashing, but they trying to make it out to be something else. But the same shit with
Wait,
Marcus.
and
I'm sick
someone
of hearing.
said, does he have a thyroid problem that
Yep.
makes
Oh,
his eyes
that
bug
was
out?
who was sitting next to Julia? Kiki. And then and she was, I think she's the one asking about the thyroid problem.
Mm,
So no, it was Laura. No, 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 no. Who asked that question? Julia. Julia's the one because it was Julia.
mhm.
It was Julia that asked. It was
Child,
Julia.
I love that Gertie outed Julia and said when your wife was getting cancer treatment, you went and got a facelift.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. Well, see, I didn't know what the facelift, but I was saying, oh yeah, because she said when Martina was in New York. But the same thing I said, if Martina had such a health scare and you had this cruise, I would have bowed out of that cruise.
Yep, because the real reason that they wanted the cruise is for Martina, not for her.
Yep, yep, exactly. Okay, so that was basically everything that happened on there, right? Oh,
Hmm.
I saw Frankie. I saw Frankie. Okay, he looked good. And when Gertie called Julia a hyena, that shit was funny.
It was true. She was screaming. It was true.
She said, "You're
When
an
are we gonna?
animal."
But when are we gonna see Stephanie? Like they keeping
Next
us too
episode, I think.
long.
I think it's next episode.
They ain't got no taglines. They ain't got no rich
Nope.
bitch. Like they need to hurry up.
But here's what I wanted to say too. When
Mhm.
Gertie told Julia to be quiet, she didn't say shut up. She told her to
Yeah.
be quiet. And that's when she threw that drink. That's why she threw
Mhm.
that drink. And Gertie told her, "You're fucking crazy."
I would have pressed assault charges.
Ooh, they got more people shot. Yep. Okay. I'm just like, okay, we're good. Anything else happened?
Mm-mm.
Anything else?
Nah, I'm just waiting for Stephanie.
Okay. Real Housewives of Atlanta. Really nothing. Nothing happened except for Britt always starting her shit. Portia's cousin Londi died. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the season finale is going to be good because Charles is trying to get that guy out of there. And then Angela says, "Leave him alone." Angela wants to talk to him. So Charles must have lied and said somebody paid him. Nobody paid that man. Now they're trying to say Phaedra paid him. No, honey. I think that guy was telling the truth.
Well, we gonna see. We gonna
We will
see.
see. But really, nothing happened except for Kelly didn't get divorced. Her husband went to jail for non-child support. Um, she's upset because Britt didn't contact her. Andy Cohen fired Britt because she filed a lawsuit. She's fired. She's not coming back. Um, let's see what else. What else? Let me see what else was good that happened. Uh, Shamia took the baby to the doctor. The baby don't have strep throat. Shamia doesn't have strep throat or whatever. Um, I think Shamia was a little hurt because she had to find out about Portia's cousin.
Oh my God.
What?
Yes. No, her reaction was genuine. She
Yep.
immediately started crying. They must have all like grew up together
Yep.
and went to school together. And
Fine, girl.
Phaedra,
Yep.
for Phaedra to be the one to tell her
Yep.
and not her friend. Wow.
Yep. So I'm just like, oh my God. She had no idea. And
No.
that tells me there's a rip because the first person Portia would have called was Shamia.
It should have been Shamia if they were friends, but
Yeah,
they're not.
but I don't like that because I thought for the longest they had a genuine friendship. I think all these women have been going back and forth, putting shit in Shamia's head and Portia's head. Everybody but Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the fact that Britt is going to tell Portia that Shamia shared their text messages. But what text messages did she share?
Mm. And the thing is that she got the text messages wrong. She said, I think Britt said your attorney told you to do this. And Portia was like, no, that was my therapist.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. So I'm just like, yeah, all of this. Now, I like the fact that we saw Phaedra's kids. Uh and that little boy, those pants he had on, he did a damn good job. I like
Mhm.
that. I like the fact that they locked Drew out. But the cop came to bring her a chicken wing. So I think that's basically everything except for Britt was speaking to Kelly, and Kelly just and then Kelly said, "I can't wait for story time." I was like, "Oh
Mhm.
shit!" Kelly is a little firecracker, but yeah. So okay. Oh, and now we is there anything else that you can think of?
Well, Brit's okay. So she told Brit they're fighting over stylists and hair and makeup people, glam
Yes.
squads. Brit went and said that she had an abortion while she was married. Brit
Oh, she said
said
several
you
abortions. That's what
you
she
can't
said.
even have a baby,
Mhm.
and it's very odd how Brit responds to that, saying, I never had conversations with her about that. She never drove me home from an abortion clinic, but she prefaces with my body, my choice.
Yep.
She says she never had these conversations with her. And then she says, last, I had my tubes tied after the twins.
Yep, that's what she said. But she said she
And
had several abortions. I was like, damn, while she was married. What is she trying to say? The babies weren't her husband's? What was she trying to say?
well, I like her rebuttal to that. She's like, yo ass can't even have no kids, which
Ooh. So why
I'm
is
beginning
she
to
sitting
wonder
there
about
talking
that.
about she's moving her mother in so when they have a baby? And what does Britt's husband do again? We still don't know.
I don't know. He sits
But yeah, but she's
quietly.
suing Bravo for $20 million.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they
20
need
million,
it.
which they ain't got shit to do with Bravo because as soon as it happened, and the cameras blurred everything, they got
Mm-hmm.
rid of Kenya.
Right. But now she's saying, after further investigation, I've realized that it wasn't me. What?
Really?
As soon as that happened, and she and Little Bit told her that she had naked pictures of her in there, I would have said, turn this bitch around and let me go back. I want to see for myself.
Yep.
You mean to tell me I'm supposed to believe in all of this time she never once verified that those pictures were her or not her?
Yep. I don't believe it. I just don't. All the crying she did and all this stuff. She said it was all in the blogs. It was all. Girl, shut the fuck up. Now, do we know what Lundy died of?
No.
Do you think she had diabetes or because it was a sudden death?
Mm-hmm. I don't
Huh.
know.
And then I know what happened. Kelly said Britt's husband is her pill popping roommate. She said
Mm-mm-mm.
your roommate.
Mm. Well, I kind of believe that.
But then again, here she comes again with when she was in her confessional, she said it was time to empty the clip on Kelly. Did you hear that? I heard
She
clip.
always making gun references, and bitch, that's what got you in the situation that you in the first place. Stop acting like a thug on my TV.
Yep. So
Take your
anyway,
ass over to Love and Hip Hop and do that shit.
oh God, that's where she needs to go. But it was good, but I can't wait for the season finale. Now we just have one, we have 1,000 pound roomies.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'm taking away from this. I understand that Nisha and the guy Joe, you
Mm-hmm.
already know Joe didn't want anything. You already know the only reason he asked you to date because he found your. Now, how does he find your dating profile if he's not on the site himself? Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But Joe doesn't want anything except for that booty call. That's
Booty
it.
calls.
'Cause
Yep.
that's it. He don't want to really be
Mm-hmm.
seen with you in public. So he took you someplace, and then you had to drive your damn self. That's the bad part. You had to drive
Look,
yourself. He didn't even pick you
Nisha
up.
Nisha gives good head and titty fucks.
Yep, that's what she
That's what
does.
that is.
That and he's probably hitting it from behind because he can't get over that stomach. I don't think he's long enough. But anyway, so that's just my opinion. Now she plans this big bear glamping. Okay, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz can barely fucking walk. She's been in
Mm-hmm.
pain forever. What sense, Debbie, did it make to go to Big Bear? Please tell me, with that long ass ride and that altitude with the swelling, what sense did that make?
I don't know. I think they were contractually obligated because
What's that
Nisha, in
mean?
her defense, she did ask Jazz if she's able to go. And Jazz says, yes, I want to get out of the house. But then when she got in the car, she's a tall, big woman. And she was kind of squished up back there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if well, then again, even if they took a break, it's hard for her to get in and out of the car with her knee issues. She's just a mess. I don't know. It's just very odd for me. Nisha is tired of taking care of her because their original agreement was, you know, just to get the apartment, not being a caretaker. And it's a lot. I can see that on Nisha's face. It is a lot. It's
It's a
more than
lot
she
because
expected for.
but I think that Nisha is a little jealous too. Selfie Queen, hi, beautiful. I think she's a little jealous too with the weight that Jazz is losing, even though Jazz is not listening to her doctor, not getting her potassium, not eating. Nisha feels that she's going to lose her eating partner that lives with her because
Mhm.
she can't eat all of that, but yet you're cooking like that. Even when she made her plate up at Big Bear, look at the food she put on that plate. And then
Mhm.
she goes, she's not going to eat all of that. She's not. So why give it to her?
I don't think she's jealous of the weight that Jazz is losing. I think it's more that she's upset she's losing her eating partner.
Yep,
I
I
think
think it's the
that's it.
eating partner.
Yeah.
But have you noticed something, Debbie? In the beginning of the show and all through that, they're always showing all these foods. They're always
It
cooking.
really makes me hungry. This show makes me very hungry because of the interludes, like between the scenes where they show all of the fooding places. I'm just like, oh my god, I eat so much during this show. It's just ridiculous. Mm.
Hold on, guys. Mama's on the phone. Go ahead,
Uh-huh.
Debbie.
Yeah. I feel bad for Nisha. I really do. And I think the friends were there consoling both of them because I think it was Tiffany who was really trying to be encouraging to Jazz in the car when everybody got out and left her in there. And Tiffany stayed with her and took her time with her and helped her out when she could get out. Um
Oh my God, hold
mhm,
on. I'm sorry. My mom
mhm,
called to make sure I'm okay because she heard about the brush fires and about the shooting. I'm like,
mhm.
she watching shit here. And I'm like, I'm fine, mama. I'm fine.
My mother used to do that for me and my brother when she was home.
But I had to take her call and I'm like, Mama, I'm fine. I said, yes, it's 30 minutes away. She goes, yeah, but there are brush fires. I said, yeah, but that's on the Idaho state line side. I said, I'm 30 minutes away. I'm good. I'm
Mm,
sorry. Go ahead, Debbie. I had to take my
yeah.
mom's call.
You always have to take your mom's
But, but
call.
but my mother who doesn't care for her, but that. But anyway, go ahead, girl. I had to take my mom's call.
Leave your mama alone.
My mama
Yeah,
loves me.
that's right. You're always her little baby. Um, and then I can also see the friends talking to Nisha saying that she has changed. And she has changed because Jazz has changed.
Yep.
I don't understand how they thought such a rapid weight loss in such a short period of time,
Yep.
then to go into surgery, that Jazz was going to be the same.
And she's
Stop
not.
blaming it on the shot.
Yep.
Jazz has received instructions on what to eat. She can't eat the food, so now she has to take protein shakes and protein supplements in
Yep.
order to keep her protein up. Because what is happening to her is the arthritis with the joint pains, but she's losing muscle and she's not able to
Because
keep
she's
her
not getting the
frame up.
potassium. Yep.
No, it's protein.
Yeah, the protein. I say
Hmm.
potassium, protein. She's
Yeah.
not, of course, you're losing, and and you're actually losing muscle tone, and
Hmm.
she's not doing what she's supposed. She wants to do it fast, but she's not doing it right. And you're not listening to the doctor. She's scared. Oh, I'm take the shot, so I'm not going to eat anything. No, you have to eat the proportions they tell you.
But the shot, like she says, she takes 3 bites and she feels like she's full of gas. She's got to work around that. And what she
Get some
eats
gas
is
back.
critical because she's got to eat protein in
Yep, she
any
does.
form that it comes in, and not just rely on the protein shakes and
That's right.
protein supplements.
You're
There's
right.
a lot of things that, if okay, so Nisha wants to be supportive, she cooks. She could be
That's the way she
cooking
shows her
healthy
love.
things.
Yep, that's how she shows her love. But she's not
But
cooking healthy.
that's a lie, because if that's the way how she shows her love, why isn't she doing meal prep with salads? Why isn't she doing like all sorts of beans and legumes, having hard boiled eggs in the refrigerator for
That's true.
Jazz to eat?
That's
Why
true.
isn't she like cooking up grilling steaks for her?
That's true.
And getting chicken breasts and making salads for her. See Jazz in there eating the plain salad. Where was the protein on that salad? Where was the
No
chicken
chicken, no
breast?
steak, no nothing. You're right.
Where was the chana pea? Like, nothing was there. She is not a bunny rabbit.
Nope. Nope. But I think Nisha she's turned into her caregiver and she's tired.
She is tired because being a caregiver is not easy.
Yep. And then the fact, so you go to Big Bear and you get this. Did you look to see if it was a big girl? You know, you got
She
to.
ain't look at that because production rented that purposely so that it would be ink. And the only big girl that was complaining about it was
Was
Nisha.
Nisha. Yep. But you saw Jazz had the big bed, right?
Yeah, and any of those other beds, Nisha could have rolled her happy ass into it.
And
But
I'm gonna ask you a question. Does Nisha wear a bra?
no, but
Okay.
she wear bathing suit bottoms all the time.
All the time. Yep, no bra. But I so next week is this the last episode? Because I was listening to Nisha on TikTok. She said there was like 2 more episodes.
Wow.
Hi, Michelle.
So they're only getting 6 episodes?
Yep, and they haven't gotten their second season yet. She was because I follow her on TikTok.
They'll get it,
Oh,
because if they end the season with Jazz getting the surgery, they need to come back next season to see where she's at.
yeah, and she is taking care of her daughter as well because Jazz can't really do anything. And Jazz with the crying, oh, I can't take it. Girl, you okay. I'm gonna just say this one time. Again, I understand they rented a minivan. Okay, I get it.
Mhm.
I get it. But that is a long trip to Big Bear from where they're at in California, and the elevation, it's not good. They could have, especially Jazz could have gotten blood clots. It's not good. What in I understand Jazz was camping as a little kid. I understand all of that. Jazz
Mhm.
is in no shape to go on no camping or glamping trip. Not that long of a trip.
Well, also the problem with breathing, because two of them, Nisha and one of the girls, the girl that began with A, when
Yep,
they were out looking for firewood, they were having problems
trouble breathing.
breathing,
Yep,
which Jazz could be having problems breathing, which could cause her heart to work harder than it
yep.
needs to.
Yep, exactly. I don't think they thought that out. I really don't.
Mhm.
Because that shit didn't make any sense to me.
Production pushed that.
And they're far from a hospital, too, probably.
I
But
think
Michelle
Big
said
Bear
that
has a hospital because that's a big tourist area.
But from where they live and that ride, that's a long ride.
Yeah, it is.
and then you're going up, up, and Jazz is back there getting sick, feeling like she has to throw up. That's crazy. Hi, Aesop's. How are you? So, anyway, um, is there anything else that stood out in your mind about this
Oh,
episode?
I think, look, Nisha needs help with Jazz, and Jazz needs more support than what Nisha can offer her.
But where's Nisha's? I mean, Jazz's family knows what's going on. Why isn't her mom over there helping her? Why isn't her niece over there helping her? You know what I mean? How far are they from Jazz's family? Because they should be there helping too. And where was Jazz's daughter when they went on this glamping trip?
Staying with Nisha mama at the in-house daycare. Hello, who do you think really takes care of that girl? It is Nisha's mom.
But why isn't, how far does Jazz's family? I need to look.
Let go of Jazz's family because they did not sign up for more than just the one catfish episode.
Okay. Okay. But if my daughter was in that shape and I know she's struggling and having a hard time, I would be there. Sorry.
Right, but Jazz also said that she has not had communication with her family for several years.
Yeah,
and
and
she
that didn't
gave
make
her
any
mother a
sense
rough
to me.
time.
And now all of a sudden, especially your grandmother who you say you had a close relationship with, that didn't make any sense to me.
Right, but if they see her in the shape that she's in now, they might go and change their mind on the decision of supporting her for the surgery.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. All right. Damn, Debbie, we covered all of that in an hour and a half.
We did it.
And you're going to have, so guys, we're going to be live tomorrow for part 2. And then we will cover Match Me Abroad. Okay. Promise you we will. We did Virgins. We got it all done, Debbie.
Yeah.
But again, Debbie and Jamal cover whole episodes, everything that goes on. We just do the highlights. We do the highlights, except for the 90-day fiance stuff, because that's a Monday dedication. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. We tried. We really tried. So Debbie's got to go. I've got to go. You guys have a good. But I wanted to show you guys my nails. Did you guys see my nails? Because Debbie, look at my nails. So this is what I had done. Look.
You got red, white, and blue?
Look.
Oh my gosh.
And she was, because I told her it's her decision. And when I said, oh, I like that. And it's a sparkling blue, the sparkling red. And then she put the white on the middle. And then she did the red, white, and blue stripes on them. So I like it.
They are pretty. The closest thing that I've gotten is red, white, and blue macarons from Costco. They were on clearance.
2 weeks ago, I had like this yellow and orange. It was like a yellow orange thing. They were gorgeous. So yeah, I have to but I just be dressed. I just don't like being on camera sometimes. And I've gotten too lazy to even do it anymore. And I found out why my camera wasn't working, because when my computer updated, it didn't turn all my settings back on for my camera. So anyway, you guys have a great Sunday. And today I cooked my roast with my macaroni and cheese. I had my carrots, I had broccoli, I had my potatoes, my mushrooms. Oh my God, that was good. I ate. And I'm not eating any more tonight because it's getting late and I don't want to have that on my stomach. So I'm going to go check out this fire and see what's going on, and to see what the hell is happening. But I don't know. I might do a morning live tomorrow morning. I need to get red, white ones. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But she had to put my middle finger, well, not the middle, the one next to the index finger. I broke my nail in the quick and she had to put a tip on it. And every time I look at it, I get pissed because she cut my nail. And just for the 3 days it's been cut, I can see my nail growing. My nails grow fast. but she had to put a tip on it. And I don't like when they have to put a tip on my nail. But that's my fault. And when I open my car door or something, and then I go to lift it and I miss it and I mess myself up. Canada Day on Tuesday. Yes, I know. I will remember. But I love you guys. Have a great evening. Debbie, love you. Go do what you need to do.
Yes,
And we will
ma'am.
talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.